I'm going to show you a couple of pictures and later on explain what these pictures have in common in terms of unexperienced computer users. Well, first of all, this is a picture of IcePack. IcePack is a so-called do-it-yourself exploitation pack, and that's one of the things that makes our work a lot harder, because these so-called exploitation packs that are out there on the internet can be bought by any criminal, enable this criminal to easily infect visitors of his web page. So if he buys this solution and installs this on his web server, any person that has an unpatched browser and connects to his website gets infected by his malware. So the problem is now that to be a so-called hacker, you don't need to be a programmer or anything like this anymore. You just need a little bit of money. This is being sold for between 500 and 1,200 US dollars. And then you can buy such a product and therefore be a computer criminal as well. Now, if you have infected a person, you're probably going to run a so-called botnet of this. And this is a picture of the command and control area of such a botnet, because the bad thing about botnets is that you cannot show any pictures of a botnet because you cannot see if you're part of a botnet, because it runs hidden in the background on the computer. This makes it extremely hard for us to explain to end users why botnets are dangerous, because they cannot see it, so if they don't have a picture, they don't remember it. This is what the attacker sees. He logs in there, and then he can give certain commands like update the infected computer with new malware, attack another server, or send spam and stuff like this. So this is the second stage. And this is one of our favorite statistics. It shows one of the biggest botnets currently today, the Keto botnet, or also called Configure botnet, and its computation power in gigaflops compared to the European supercomputer, also called Eugene in Jülich in Germany, down there, and the Shadow botnet, which is just another smaller botnet, which was recently taken down by the Dutch National Police. As you can see, you have, with such a botnet, way more computation power than actually the biggest European supercomputer. So the big supercomputer in Jülich is rented for 80,000 euros an hour to researchers. And now you have this botnet, which has way, way more computation power. If you calculate the computation power. I mean, you cannot do some physics simulations probably on it because it's, well, not connected to each other like a supercomputer, but it just shows what power you have with such a botnet and what's a big threat. So what do these pictures have in common? Well, uneducated users don't care about these pictures. They don't care about facts like this. We have nearly 3 million signatures in our database. They don't care that actually it's not some bored teenagers or whatever who tries to infect their computers, but in reality it's organized cybercrime gangs that want to make money off them. It doesn't interest them. Especially they don't care about technical details like what is a Trojan dropper and what's the difference to a Trojan downloader. So it's very hard to explain them why it is important to be into computer security. So if you tell your grandmother, well, you know, the Configure botnet uses actually RSA encryption, which makes it extremely hard to break the encryption, she will probably not care, even though she might have a computer with internet, like my grandmother. So what can we teach these people? Well, first of all, in the old days, malware writing viruses was about proving your skills and showing that you can do something cool with computers. These days, it's actually about making money. So these people are criminals that want to make money with your computer. That is something people can understand. The next important thing is if you're infected with a bot and you're part of a botnet, you don't see anything on your desktop. It looks like normal. It feels like normal. It's probably not even slower if it's a well-programmed bot. And it's enough to just go to a trusted website, like, for example, the New York Times this year was infected actually with an advertisement which installed malware on any computer who visited the New York Times website and was vulnerable. So it is enough to go to a trusted website to be infected. You cannot just say, well, I don't watch porn on the internet, I don't download music or whatever, so I'm secure. It can happen on any page. And then you can teach them, just because it looks like a trustworthy wireless network, like, for example, a hotel network or whatever, doesn't necessarily mean it is trusted. Even wireless networks have phishing pages where a ROC wireless network poses to be a good network. So that is something we can tell the people, and that is something we need to learn as a company as well, that people don't care about fancy numbers. I mean, there is the technical people that care about it, but we also need to bring the message to the other half of the people, roughly, of the internet users that don't care about technical details. So what can users use and what can we tell them, what makes them afraid of it? Well, they can obviously use money in online banking or their identity on Facebook, which is for the teenagers probably more important than using money. They can actually use online gaming accounts, which is quite funny because around these all online gaming accounts, there's that selling of items in World of Warcraft or before the days of World of Warcraft in Diablo 2 online. So you can actually make money with swords and everything and helmets in computer games by selling these items on eBay. And there's actually cybercrime gangs which specialize on stealing online gaming accounts for robbing the virtual swords and helmets and whatever in virtual gold from the players and selling it on eBay instead. So if you're just a teenager playing World of Warcraft online, you can even use the items of your level whatever paladin or so. What is new recently, what is more interesting to the 50 plus users maybe, is that actually VPN access codes like accounts and passwords are being stolen as well now these days, because well, most companies have a very, very highly secured perimeter to the internet, a firewall and so on, but VPN allows you to just go straight into the network and then attack the network from inside, maybe access shared folders inside the company, steal documents and so on and so on. Well, and again, to the teenager, they're more probably not concerned about losing business data, but they're concerned about losing pictures of their girlfriend or whatever, and other private data.